and bring me home to Winterfell. Make me a water dancer and a wolf and not afraid again, ever.
Hell yeah.
The end.
The end.
Amen. What up, and welcome to another episode of Brotherhood Without Manners, your favorite full spoiler reread podcast of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series. As always, I'm Nate, and joining me, my brother Zach.
Heyo! What up? So, if you've joined us before, you know that we are full spoiler. If you haven't, we are full spoiler. There you go. We like to... Oh, Nate is...
Screwing everything
up. You all right there, bud?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, he's good. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm back. We're okay.
If you haven't joined us with full spoiler, we like to talk about everything congruently. This is your one and only warning. Go away now if you haven't listened. Read them. Come back. Anyway, if you've been here before, thank you. Last episode, we were reading Brand 6.
Brand 6.
And in Brand 6...
Yeah,
the sea came to Winterfell.
It finally hit. And Theon and his group of Iron Men, Ironborn...
claimed Winterfell.
They took it, man. And so we lost Mikken, we lost Alebelly, just as Jojen's dream foresaw.
Bullshit, yeah.
So we also lost, what was it, the Septon there?
No, Chael was okay. He got knocked to the floor pretty hard. But Hodor was beaten.
Yep.
And it was just a bunch of bullshit. Reek... Ramsay, a.k.a. swore his fealty to Theon as well as Osha, and that really hurt Bran's feelings, but Osha is actually playing the long game and knows what's up, but they beat the shit out of Hodor, and then Hodor carried Bran off into the rain, into a very different Winterfell now. But this episode, we are reading Arya 9. This is a lengthy one, and in Arya 8... Arya was diddy-bopping around Harrenhal, being the ghost of Harrenhal, feeling very empowered by the ability to end a life with but a whisper, given the gift that Jaqen had given her. And so she named first Chiswick and then Weiss, and Weiss was killed with some hoodoo voodoo dog bullshit magic.
I'm not sure what's happening there.
Where the pup that he had raised from birth seemingly ripped out his throat and then began feasting on the corpse.
Who knows why?
This chapter, Arya 9, we pick up as Arya is visiting Hot Pie in the kitchens. He's preparing some tarts for Sir Amory Lorch. Arya suggests that they spit on them. She's a little savage all through this chapter.
She's hot.
And Hot Pie looks around nervously, even though they are completely alone because all the cooks at this point are asleep. But that's kind of why Arya likes the kitchens, because there's always something going on. Someone's preparing something. Yeah,
he starts kind of talking about the place being haunted according to Pia. I don't...
Arya basically says that Pia's a slut.
Yeah, she's an idiot and she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Hot Pie also says she shouldn't be here. It's late. And she's like, nah, I like it when it's dark and it's quiet in the castle. He says that if Pink Eye finds her... Well, ...
Yeah.
And
so Pink Eye,
she's been placed under Pink Eye since Weiss has been killed. And Pink Eye, a.k.a. Mebble, is his true name.
Never wakes up.
Is a drunkard.
Yeah. He wakes up and drinks from sun up till sundown, and he falls unconscious because he's so fucking drunk. So.
Yeah. And Arya would wait till she heard him snoring and then creep up the stairs barefoot, making no more noise than the mouse she had been. I liked that. And Syrio had told her that darkness could be her friend, and he was right. And so she hears something. And I love this. She is down in the kitchens with Hot Pie, and
having
he's
a conversation.
Just fucking blah, blah, blah. But she hears...
The kitchen noises are going on, all that. And just 2 blasts of a war horn.
And she says, do you hear that? And Hot Pie's like, what? And she's like, well, fucking listen with your ears and not your mouth. And I love that little bit.
Yeah.
But 2 war horns blast, and the portcullis change. Someone is coming or going. She hears that from in the kitchen, is able to discern the 2 blasts and the chains.
And,
damn, Arya. So, she notes, too, that the gates hadn't opened since Lord Tywin had left. And so, Harrenhal was locked down after Tywin left. That's a very bold point in the background here, that it's become more prison-like, even though there's less of a garrison.
Right. So, I just thought it was neat, parallel the 2 blasts normally.
The Rangers returning.
Isn't that Wildlings?
Yeah, that would be Wildlings.
And so this is almost like they're Wildlings coming in.
Yeah. I had the same thought, the Warhorn blasts heralding the return, but it's 2 blasts here.
So curiosity gets the better of her.
She's like, let's go see. And Hot Pie's like, nah, fuck that. Yeah. So she's like, all right, well.
And nabs up a tart
snatches
anyway.
A little tart.
And then books it up.
And eating it, and she eats it as she leaves, and eating it makes her feel bold, and she thinks that I am the ghost in Harrenhal, as she's kind of sing-songy, singing like
Yeah, she's
barefoot,
barefoot,
surefoot,
yeah.
lightfoot, which harkens to, if you've subscribed to our Patreon, Mercy, 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 this sort of sing-songy, finding a rhyme, but
the castle's kind of waking up
Yeah,
now.
at the
They're
horn.
all wondering what's going on.
So
People
she
are coming
falls
out.
in with the crowd to go see what's up, and she sees a line of carts that were rumbling under the portcullis. She immediately knows it to be plunder. I mean, she's fucking smart.
Yeah.
This girl is on
Paying attention.
point, yeah. And the Bloody Mummers were escorting the cart, and she watches as a huge black bear in a cage was rolled by, which will be the bear that Brienne is saved from by Sir Jaime Lannister,
which is super cool
love.
to just see it brought in.
Already,
like, here it is.
It's the Chekhov's gun, Don't introduce a bear if you ain't gonna use a
Don't-
bear.
Chekhov's bear.
Yeah, Chekhov's bear. And the other carts just had silver weapons, shields, pens of hogs, some oats. And she sees also that they have prisoners, and based on sort of the one leading the prisoners, the way he holds himself, she's like, oh, that's a lord, definitely.
Yeah, and she doesn't quite recognize his sigil. That's Robert Glover up at the front.
She does note that many seem wounded, and she loses count before she gets to 50, but there's easily twice that. And so she starts to see some sigils she recognizes. Kerwin men and Karstark men, Northmen.
Yeah, Freys, all of them.
Yeah, my father's men and Robb. And she doesn't like to think what them being taken prisoner means. So Sir Amory Lorch comes out onto a covered galley overlooking the yard, and Vargo Hoat reined up below him. And this is when we get that Hoat speaks like he's got a big fat tongue that doesn't fit in his mouth. And I'm not going to impersonate him because I fucking hate reading it. But Hoat says that these are the captives of Roose Bolton's attempt to cross the river, but the brave companions cut them to pieces. And one of their captives is their Lord Commander Glover, and he says it so stupidly, but Aenys Frey. And Sir Amory immediately is like, well, they're not now my captives. Send them to the great cell under the Widow's Tower. And this is when Arya sees Pink Eye begin to emerge and kind of be like, what the fuck's up?
Yeah, so she's like, oh, fuck, I should probably not be here because that would mean that I've been out of bed.
She knows he's no wheeze. He always threatens to whip the hide off people, but she's never actually seen him hit anybody. But it still wouldn't do, for him to catch her.
Yeah, so she makes...
she slips away.
Yeah,
she's like, deuce.
She dips.
Yeah, easily. And notes now that Harrenhal is mostly deserted. The sound does very queer things in the stone, as we have noted before, but... that freaked Hot Pie out, not Arya. And quiet as a shadow, she's flitting through the castle. The garrison numbered no more than 100, and so most of the buildings are now closed off. Amory Lorch stayed in the King's Spire Tower, and Arya and all the other servants had been moved under to the cellars beneath him to be close at hand.
Yeah.
And
she kind of just says that she goes where the fuck she wants in this place.
I love the way she said 100 men to guard 1,000 doors.
Yeah.
And no one seemed to know who should be where or care. And so that's,
She's kind of like Bran in Winterfell.
At this point, she really is the ghost in Harrenhal, because she's doing what she does best. She's flitting through the back alleys and learning these little passages and secret ways, quick ways. So she passes the armory. I love this scene.
Dude, this is dope.
And she sees the light within, the glow within. And so she's like, all right, gets up to the roof.
Climbs
and
on
fucking
the
peeks
roof.
in through like the little skylight, the outlet, and sees Gendry just
checking him out.
Fucking Ripley muscles. And
just down there working away late into the night.
Yeah, pounding out a breastplate, and he's just lost in it. And she drops down beside him like fucking Batman, and he's just, Jim Gordon's isn't surprised to see her.
You should be sleeping, girl.
Yeah. And she fills him in, saying that she would like his help to break out the Northmen so that they can overtake the castle and escape. And Gendry's practical, and it's like, how the fuck are we going to do that?
Yeah.
How in the fuck are we going to do that?
Yeah.
And then, if we do escape, where would we go? And she's like, oh, Winterfell, of course.
Duh. And he's like, oh, so that I can just,
He gets sour as fuck.
But it's funny how he does it, too, because he's like, oh, so that I can be an armorer there, so that I can start bending, around, fucking kneeling before you and scrubbing your paws.
I didn't see this as funny. This, to me, is Gendry lashing out. I think he's angry at finding out that it's Arya Stark, because on the road, as Aerie or Weasel, she was his closest, like, she knew how to handle herself. It wasn't this lordly. Now he has to, And so I think there's a bit of resentment from him where it was like, we were close and now we can't be.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of this, so I can go and be a servant for you when I'm a servant here. And that's what he says. Why sweat at Winterfell when I can sweat here just as easily?
I have a good master here.
And the master here, is decent. Maybe I can work up to a master armorer someday. Like, Winterfell or Harrenhal, to me, it makes no difference because I'm a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
To you, it matters to get out of here.
And she even tries pulling up because the gold cloaks are after you. Cersei sent them after you.
Yeah, and he's in some pretty strong denial about that, but he says straight up that he's staying, and she gets mad. She wants to hit him, and she ends up fleeing and tells him that, well, the gold cloaks are going to find you and cut off your stupid head. And then she thinks, well, I'm better off without him anyway because he's the one who got us caught at the village. So fuck him, which is just her defense mechanism of I don't need him. But
sour grapes.
I heart him.
Yeah, so she thinks of Jaqen here as she leaves for a bit and how he's the one who made her brave again. Mm-hmm. And he made her a ghost instead of a mouse.
Well, yeah, because she was thinking of the village, of how Gendry got them caught. It reminds her of the march of Lamy and old Alfred Joffrey and all them, and thinks that I was a sheep, and then I was a mouse, and I couldn't do anything but hide. And then it was Jaqen who gave her this freedom to flit about the castle, she thinks. And she had avoided him since Whisa's death. He had raised that dog since he was a pup. And only some hoodoo, voodoo, dog magic could turn that fucking beast against him. She says dark magic, but hoodoo, voodoo, dog magic.
She thinks about how Yoren found him in the Black Cells. Yeah. He kept him chained for a reason. He knew he was dangerous.
Same as Biter and Rorge.
Yeah.
And then she wonders if he's a wizard, and if Biter and Rorge aren't some demons he raised from hell. Like, damn.
So and to have that image in mind when he shows up in the kitchens later on with them, it was like, fuck. It's kind of like they are his fucking demons, which is all he's doing. He's using them to serve a purpose because he knows how to bend them.
So Arya thinks then of old Nan's stories of men who were given wishes by Grumpkins, and thinks that you had to be especially careful with the third wish because it was the last. And she thinks that the last death has to count. Chiswick and Whis
weren't important.
Didn't matter.
They were nothing.
So long, but thinks so long as she could kill with a whisper, she didn't need to fear anyone. But when she used up the last death, she would be a mouse again. So she's afraid to lose this power. And not knowing where else to hide from Pink Eye, she heads to the Godswood. Yeah. She likes it here. And retrieves her little hidden sword from amidst the fallen leaves.
Which is basically a broomstick.
It is a broomstick with the bristles broken off. And she would practice whenever she had an hour to steal out here, even climbing up and practicing in the trees, balancing among the branches.
This is sick.
Dude, I fucking love this girl. So she does that now. And she forgets them all for a while, she thinks.
Just loses herself up in the trees.
I love the description where it's like a branch became Joffrey, but like the Hound and Cersei and Ser Meryn were all leaves that she cut to ribbons. And then she catches her breath, sitting up on a high limb, and she sees the bone-white branches of the weirwood of this Godswood. And thinks, it looks just like Winterfell. And if only it were, I would be at home.
Now, I also thought it was interesting that we kind of got that same vision of the Godswood in Winterfell last chapter with Bran.
Yeah,
when summer was falling. Yeah. And it's, coming from above in the high part of the trees.
So she makes her way over to the weirwood and stares at the face in its trunk. A terrible face. Eyes flaring red and full of hate. And she thinks, is this what a god looks like?
And she decides to pray.
Yeah, suddenly. Yeah. Just out of the blue. And so she does a little Arya prayer.
Which is sick. I have it written down.
Word, yeah.
Help me, you old gods. Help me get those men out of the dungeon so we can kill Sir Amory and bring me home to Winterfell. Make me a water dancer and a wolf and not afraid again, ever.
Hell yeah.
The end.
The end.
Amen.
And then she gets angry and thinks of her father. Dude. And she's like, you should have saved him. He fucking prayed to you all the time. I don't care if you help me.
Literally worshipped you.
You should have helped him. I don't think you could if you wanted. And then from behind
Gods are not mocked, girl. What? Why are you laughing at me?
I just liked that delivery.
Oh, okay.
So Jaqen stood so still in the darkness, he seemed one of the trees. And he says that he's come to hear a name. 3 were promised.
Can I just
2
point
had
out,
been given.
she was startled by his appearance.
Yeah,
like,
she was
like, holy, what the
Yeah, she went for her
dude?
sword, her little broom sword. And he says a man would have done. And she's like, how did you know I was here? And he says, a man sees, a man hears, a man knows. And she suspiciously is like, how the fuck did you kill Whis? And then asks if Biter and Roars are demons, and if Jaqen is even his true name. And he says, some men have many names. Weasel, Airy, Arya. And she backs away and asks him, did Gendry tell? And he just says,
a man knows.
My Lady Stark.
He just said that, too.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, so maybe the gods did send him to help me. So she's like, yeah, I need your help to free the captives, kill the guards, and open the cells. And he's like, you have one life to live.
Just one life.
Just
YOLO.
one left. And she says that one guard won't be enough, and he looks down on her piteously. 3 lives were snatched from a god. 3 lives must be repaid. The gods are not mocked, he says again.
So she starts pelting him with some more questions as to
She makes him swear that he will kill anyone she names.
Because she's worried that he's not going to. It's how it makes it seem that she's worried that
you're thinking that she's gonna say like Joffrey,
and
Cersei.
make it an important one.
Yeah, and I love the promise he does give, because he says, by all the gods of sea and air and even him of fire, I swear it. He placed his hand in the mouth of the werewood. By the 7 new gods and the old gods beyond count, I swear it.
Beyond count.
Yeah, and then she says, even a king. And I love the description. He says, be it tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a man moves 1 foot in front of the other, and suddenly he's where he needs to be and a king dies. And then he's like, but enough of this, and he leans in real close and he says, tell me true, is it Joffrey? And she says, it's Jaqen Hagar. And she had never seen him so distraught.
Yeah.
Like, I love this. And he's like, a girl makes a jest.
You're just joshing with me, yo.
And she's like, you swore. And there is suddenly a knife in his hand. And he says, a girl will weep. A girl will lose her only friend. And she's like, a real friend would help me. And she is ready to leap at because she thinks he's gonna throw it.
Well, he thinks that he's pulling it out to kill himself.
Yeah, she doesn't know if it's for him or her.
And that's what's crazy.
And she tells him, I would never kill a friend. And he says, well, a girl might name another name if a friend did help. And she says, a girl might. And the knife vanished. And he says, come. And
right
she's
now.
Like,
now? What? And he's like, we have no time if you want to do this.
I wrote the quote. He says, a man hears the whisper of sand in a glass. A man will not sleep until a girl unsays a certain name. Now, evil child. And she's like, I'm not evil. I'm a dire wolf and the ghost in Harrenhal.
I'm not evil.
So she hides her sword and beneath the leaves and goes to follow him. And as she does, we are going to convene our small council and let you guys know all that fun stuff. So
it's going to be sweet.
We'll come back to Weasel Soup.
Yeah, we will. Delicious.
Tight.
Welcome to the small council.
What up, counselor? So, we just wanted to quickly touch base and let you guys know where you can send us your inductees or thoughts, feelings on certain chapters.
How you can contact us.
So, we are quite active, well, Nate is mostly on Twitter at Manners Without. I'm also on Twitter at Carstark92, but my stuff is mainly pictures of Barrack Dog Dairy.
It's good stuff,
It's
though.
good stuff.
So, you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Brotherhood Podcast.
We have a sneaky private group on there.
Yeah, that's way more poppin'. That's got the good stuff.
That's got the good stuff. You can reach that by subscribing to our Patreon.
Patreon.com/MannersWithout. And you get the bonus Patreon-only episodes where we reread the Winds of Winter sample chapters.
Fuck yeah, we do.
And soon will be coming, I believe it's going to be character analyses.
Profile-y such.
Yeah, so Stannis is up that
That'll
first,
be neat.
But we'll see how that goes and decide if that's the route we're going to continue. But we'll keep you posted there, so check it out. You can email us long, big, full texted paragraphs of wonderful stuff, and we'll read them all. Without Manners, Brotherhood@gmail.com. That's where we both get everything because we get it that straight to
Correct.
That was a good correct.
It was assertive, I know.
It was a good one. I think that's pretty much all we've got this one. Leave us rate, reviews, subscribes to wherever it can be subscribed, which is pretty much everywhere. It's you can find a podcast. We're there. Apple Podcasts, Google. I think we're even on like iHeartRadio and shit. Like that's I push us pretty hard, man.
Sweet.
You're welcome. Do something. Contribute.
I do.
Let's go back to the episode.
My dulcet tones.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye.
It's about to get fucking wild in here.
Yeah, so they head out of the Godswood, and despite the lateness of the hour, Harrenhal is straight popping.
Dude, it's like a rave.
The arrival of the plunder carts has fucked up the schedule, so there are men currently eating and drinking, and there's drunk men everywhere.
Yeah, the carts are pretty much cleared up at this point because that's what they had to do. I think they see the cage with the bears kind of strung up, hanging right now,
food to
fucking
make
with
them
them and shit.
Yeah. Jaqen tells her that the hungry gods will feast on blood tonight if a man does this thing. And he tells her to cast this mad dream aside, and she says, I won't. And he says, just so. Then a girl must obey. A girl will obey.
Now, this just so is, I know a lot of people's basis for how he could potentially be Serial Pharrell as well. It's a Bravosi term. I really like the...
Arya doesn't jump on it,
No,
she's
absolutely.
Not like,
and that's it. I really like how... A, she sticks to her guns, but B, he tries to sway her. Mm-hmm. And I think this moment...
Why is Jaqen trying to sway her is my big question.
Because he has some mission to accomplish. He has things to do.
Yes, he says at the end, and we'll definitely get into his
so it would
promises.
just be much easier for him to go kill somebody else than to have to do this.
You think that's it? You think there's nothing to do with Samari? Like... I don't...
Well, I mean, again, I think he has a mission to accomplish. He has to go to Old Town and handle business there.
All right, so I guess my question is do you buy the shit about the deaths? Is it that he doesn't want to blow his cover, or that he truly doesn't want to kill more than one person for her?
I think it's more to do with the killing more than one person for her.
You do buy the gods thing?
I think
What's
so.
Owed?
I think he's fairly adherent to that, and that's, I mean... Technically, yeah, I suppose he could have seen something in her when she rescued him that made it, I need to build a connection with her so that we can hopefully develop some kind of relationship.
All through this reread, Jaqen H'ghar is all about the fucking gods.
That's why I think so. I think that's exactly what it is.
And so it's interesting, I'm curious as to why he's so adamant about Arya casting it off if it is just... He's got other things, and he wants to remain Jaqen because he's got Biter and Rorge sort of as his lackeys at this moment, or if there's a bigger motive, if the reason why he was in the Black Cells isn't something that's playing into it, or all of that. Because it was touched on earlier. Just we're getting pretty much the entire relationship with Jaqen laid out in this chapter of Yoren finding him in the Black Cells to now where he's making Arya powerful in this... What's holding them together, this last name is about to be whispered, and that relationship is about to either end or continue, depending on what happens here. And so it just seems significant to me that he's so adamant about turning her away from this course of action, knowing that she is Arya Stark of Winterfell and wants to get the fuck out of here. But... Is it that he knows about Roose Bolton and the Brave Companions and what they're capable of?
Yeah.
Because we did get asked in an email, Julian, to help sort of clarify what happens in this chapter. Because, Julian, you're not alone. It's confusing as fuck. Arya's obviously confused a little bit later with the weasel soup. But you asked if Roose Bolton is already aligned with Tywin Lannister at this point in time. I don't believe so.
Nor do I.
He is coming here based on Robb's orders. Mm-hmm. The Brave Companions are fickle fucks and are willing to just jump to whoever's going to win and whoever's got the better side. So I think this catches them off guard, what happens here. And then they're like, shit, we don't want to fucking fight and die for a castle that we can't garrison. So let's give it to the north.
There's too many northern prisoners that are
They're
coming
overrun,
out that they won't be able to win with good numbers.
Without
lose too much,
without
too much
losing everything.
And so they're willing to make the deal easily because it's in their favor to do so.
So and then hearkening it back. So does Jaqen know Roose Bolton is finicky as well? Is he concerned that yes, you think this is going to help you get to Winterfell, trusting these Northmen, but there's Northmen that shouldn't be trusted type thing? Or is it purely his disguise? Like that, Jaqen's motive in this was what I was mainly focused on.
Blowing his cover is a big potential. Being in the Mummers allows a lot of freedom to get where he needs to go, do what he needs to do. And so I think it's that coupled with...
So it just leads to more questions. So the Mummers is what gives him access to what he wants? Like,
no, I think it's more just...
What is it about Harrenhal that he wants to stay, like, what is his goal that he's trying to
that's the question.
Stay around here? I mean, and that's the interesting bit.
Yeah.
But he tells her to quickly run to the kitchens, that he is to instruct the chefs that 100 men are hungry and must be fed, and the Lord commands hot broth. Tell your pie boy, and wait until a man comes for you.
Your pie boy. I love it.
So she immediately rushes down, and Hot Pie is not alone when she arrives. The chief
chef,
they're all away in cooking for...
They're already doing what Jaqen clearly knew was being requested.
So the chief cook spots her and asks what the fuck she wants, and she tells him broth, and he's like, bitch, what do you think is cooking right over there? And she's like, well, I'm to stay here and wait for it. And he's like, cool, then you're working.
He tells her to go get some butter and cheese, I believe it is.
Pia.
From Pia, and wake her up if she's not, and get her to bring that here. She was awake. She was fucking a mummer.
Yep. Arya hauls ass over there, and finds Pia getting laid. But Pia quickly fills 6 baskets with cheese and butter, and then tells Arya to help her. But Arya's like, I can't, I gotta go. And she's like, oh, but you might want to go quick, because, like, Varga Hoat will cut off your fucking legs. Bye!
See you later,
like,
dog.
Savage! Yeah. And then dips before Pia can grab a hold of her.
So then she wonders if Varga Hoat even does cut off feet, because she's
never seen anyone.
All the Northmen just came fucking strolling in. Not a single one missing a foot.
It's she's just
brutal.
She's so empowered,
manipulative. She's learning to twist people and kind of.
So she returns back to the kitchens and immediately jumps on a pot and starts stirring it with Hot Pie, and she debates on telling him of the escaped attempt.
But she's like, nah, fuck that. When we were in the woods at the village, he yielded just like Lamy
he probably yielded again.
So, like, nope.
So Rorge, Biter, and Jaqen enter the kitchen, and Rorge is like, yeah, we'll take that broth.
She's pissed.
And she's like, I did not tell him to bring them. What the
fuck? Like, she's in charge. Yeah. Like, she's
straight
running the show. He tells her, you will listen.
A girl will obey.
But she's like, I did not tell him he could bring them. I don't like your friends.
So, and I love these moments here. So Jaqen dons some, because the chief is like, it's not done, and they argue for a bit, but they're taking it, and the chief is like, yeah, sure, if it's undercooked, and they bitch, blame you. But Jaqen dons some padded mitts and gives another pair to Arya and says a weasel will help. And I love that he keeps making her complicit. Like, you're carrying this stew, and then later he wipes the blood. You should be bloody as well. This is your work. Like, he's making her more and more complicit.
You have to, because this isn't. You have to take more blood.
Yeah, this is your idea.
I'll get you one, but you have to help with other parts of it because.
And so Jaqen and Arya struggle and carry one between them. Rorge carries one, and Biter carries 2. And they carry them quickly across the yard to the Widow's Tower, where the guards kind of give them some shit, but wave them through.
Yeah.
And they descend a winding stair as Jaqen tells Arya that a girl will stay out of the way.
Now it's time to back the fuck up.
And so there is a group of Sir Amory's guards sitting at a table playing some cards, and iron bars separated them from the captives, and the captives were all crowded together in the dark, and she counts 8 guards. And the smell of broth gathers them all to the table, and they're all like, oh, what is this? And Rorge just fucking hauls off and heaves it.
Just chucks one.
And then Jaqen and Biter do the same with theirs. Biter fucking underhand, like,
just sidearming these bitches.
And his actually catches the captain and dropped him like a sack of potatoes. So Arya stands back as Rorge began cutting throats. Biter preferred to snap the necks.
Yeah.
And Jaqen dealt with the only guard that managed to draw a blade very efficiently.
Very efficiently.
And walks up and wipes the blade off, the blood off on Arya's shift, and says, a girl should be bloody too. This is her work. And so Rorge grabs the key off the side and opens the cell.
And they let out the Northmen.
Robert Glover exits and introduces himself, and the captives strip the guards and immediately dart up the fucking stairs, not seeming half as wounded as they were when they entered, Arya notes.
And so Robert Glover says, well, that wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it was effective nonetheless. And so that leads you to believe that he had already had some kind of notion.
He asks if it was Hoat's idea, straight up.
Right.
And so, it seems implied that
it's been discussed previously
that
this
something.
may be occurring.
But who knows at this point? It seems to just be that Vargo Hoat is a pushover.
Yeah.
And he's gonna take the side that wins. I think they get overwhelmed here, and I think Robert Glover is reading the situation wrong. I think he's thinking something.
Well, that's what I think as
occurred,
well.
But really, it's Arya, it's Weasel Soup who did
Right.
it, and it had nothing to do with Vargo Hoat. But Rorge laughs, and Biter just chews on a dead man's fucking hand, crunching the bones. And Glover asks if they are brave companions. And Jaqen introduces himself, and he's like, yeah, these two barbarians are my companions. And he goes to introduce Arya, but she jumps in introducing herself as Weasel because she doesn't want Rorge and Biter and other people she doesn't fucking know knowing her name. So they go upstairs. And upstairs they find the 2 guards dead and Northmen just everywhere.
Yeah,
and there's shouts, and Rorge and Biter immediately rush off with Glover, but Jaqen kneels down beside her. And he says, a girl does not understand. And she's like, yes, I do. But he's like, no, you don't. And so he says, a goat has no loyalty, and soon a wolf banner is raised here, I think. But first, a man would hear a certain name unsaid. So yeah, right there. Vargo Hoat's going to take the side.
Yeah, the Brave Companions and the Bloody Mummers.
And they have 100 men. Arya said she lost count before 50.
That they probably have about 200
but
prisoners.
Yeah, they've got twice as many as that. So they're sitting, the Northmen alone probably number 120, 140.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they easily outnumber the Brave Companions. And she takes back Jaqen's name and asks if she still has a third death.
And she's getting greedy.
Getting very greedy.
Dang.
He's like, yeah, you did. And it was the 1 down there, and then the 2 down there, and then the 6 in there. Like, the debt is paid. And so she agrees reluctantly, feeling a little sad, because now she's just a mouse again. And he says, and now a man must die. And she's like, the fuck?
Huh?
I unsaid the name. No, you don't. And he says, I do. My time is done. And then he changes his face. He draws his hand down. And
yeah, and this is way better in the book than the show, I think. Because he does like the whole turn away and place a fucking mask on there.
No, this one, it's straight on.
He just waves his hand in front of it.
And then he even shakes out his hair, and it becomes like curly, different. Like, it's more fucking magical. Yeah. And Arya is flabbergasted. How did you do that? And he says, it's no harder than taking a new name, if you know the way. And she's like, show me. I want to do it too. And he's like, well,
yeah, all right.
You got to come with me then across the narrow sea. And she's like, I
got to go to Winterfell.
And he's like, well, then this is where we part, for I have duties too. And he gives her the small coin. And he says that if she never ever needs to find him again, to give the coin to any man from Bravos and say, Vala Morghulis. And she's like, don't go, Jaqen. And he says, Jaqen Hagar is dead, Harry. He said sadly. Like, so I think that kind of hints toward what you were saying, where, like, it's like, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, Jaqen was a good identity for what I needed to do. And he says, Jaqen is dead, Harry, and I have promises to keep. And he turns and leaves. So those promises, though.
Yeah, I mean, why even speculate?
I mean, no. But I assume it's got to have something to do with him being in the cells, the black cells and shit. So, but she was alone with the dead men now, and she thinks that they deserve to die, remembering the villages and all the people killed there.
Everybody.
And the cellars were empty when she returns to her bed, and she added Valar Morghulis at the end of her list. Which she doesn't know what it means. She's wondering what it means, but she's adding Valar Morghulis at the end of her list. And yeah, how fitting. So come dawn, Pink Eye and all the others were back, and Pink Eye went up to see how things stood in the light of day, and returns, telling them the Bloody Mummers had killed some of Amory Lorch's lot in their beds, and the rest at table after they were good and drunk. Red Wedding?
Pretty much.
I mean, exactly. They're fucking
drunk and celebrating and enjoying victory.
Yeah, like Arya just incited the Red Wedding.
Yeah,
and
nobody
it's not a fucking thing because it's Amory Lorch's men and the fucking Brave Companions.
Who gives a fuck?
The new Lord will be here before the day's end, a Northern Lord. But Pink Eye continues saying, this Lord or that, it makes no difference. There's still work to be done, and any foolery, I'll whip the skin off y'all back. And he says this while looking at Arya, but says nothing about her not being around the night before.
Yeah.
Pushover. So she watches the mummers dispose of corpses. Shagwell the Fool had hacked 2 heads off of 2 different knights and pranced around them, making them talk, saying, "What did you die of?" And the other one, "Hot weasel soup."
This guy knows comedy. Let me tell you what, he gets it.
She had been assigned to mop up some of the blood, and no one had said much to her, but she did notice people looking at her strangely every now and again, and word of what had happened in the dungeons must have started to spread, and stupid fucking Shagwell didn't help things.
Yeah, man, he was jumping around singing, so he kind of reminds me of a more sane Patchface.
A little bit. He's a little scarier, though.
But, like, because of that,
it's almost like
more
a Tormund.
sociopathic.
If Tormund was more, like,
more
sing-song.
Yeah, it's weird. He's a creepy dude.
But she also thinks that he better shut up, or she's gonna add him to the list.
Dude, she's gonna add him to the list. Don't make me tell my mom on you. I mean, add you to my list. I mean, like, it's endearing that I'll add him to the list, but really, at the moment, what does that mean? Like,
near eveningfall, the new lord arrived. Plain face, notable only for his queer, pale eyes. Roose Bolton in the house, motherfuckers.
Mr. Vampire.
Vargo Hope came forth and immediately offered Harrenhal, and Robert Glover and Amy's Frey joined them soon after, and after some talk, lead them over to Biter and Rorge, who Arya is surprised is still fucking there, considering she was like, yo, they vanished back to hell after Jaqen left, but...
They're gonna get praised.
It's interesting that, like, she's surprised that life goes on normally after Jaqen leaves.
Right.
Like, I think that's an interesting... His departure is such a loss for her that she doesn't want to admit that she's surprised that there's these people that she's used to associating with him.
It's the loss of the friend.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly what he said.
He was the only friend I mean, she's got Hot Pie and Gendry, but she's
mad at them both. She doesn't trust either right now. Yeah, exactly. And so this is when Shagwell pounces on her.
Well, so Roose was talking to Rorge and Biter.
Yeah.
And kind of, she couldn't hear what they were saying, but they were basically explaining what went down.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a story fed to them by Jaqen.
What to tell, yeah.
And, Shagwell pounces on her, grabs her by the arm, and drags her out in front of Roose Bolton.
Yeah, like, here's the weasel who made the soup, my lord. And Arya immediately pulls from his grasp, and it says, only the Lord's eyes moved as he regarded her, and he asks, how old are you, child? And she has to remember how old she is, and she says, 10. 10, my lord, he reminds her, and asks if she's fond of animals. Why do I love Roose Bolton in this conversation?
Roose is, like, he's a terrible, awful person.
But he's being, like,
one of my
super
favorite
kind
characters,
to her
man.
here.
One of my favorite.
He could be the cuntiest of cunts.
Well, it's because he sees the savagery.
I think
the
her
willingness.
Pulling away, like he sees the fight in her.
Yeah,
and it's super interesting.
And so he asks her name, and
well, because he asks if she's fond of animals, and she says, "Some, my lord." And a thin smile twitched across his lips, but not lions, it seems, nor manticores. Like. Fucking A.
Whoops.
And so, he asks her name and then gets to, what was the name your mother gave you?
Yeah, so it's cool, because,
she's like, fuck.
She pops out with Nymeria, and then even gives herself a nickname for Nymeria.
Nan for short.
Nan.
Yeah.
Linking those two
All
together.
All the best lies have a little kernel of truth in them, man.
Great.
Her direwolf and her storyteller.
And, yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, because she was groping for a name for a second and thinks Lumpy Head, Horseface, Arya Underfoot. Those were all things she was called, but none of those fucking work. So what are, like, 2 of the things she holds on to, the direwolf and the stories. And he says, you will call me my lord when speaking to me, Nan. He says mildly, you are too young to be a grave companion, I think, so... He asks if she is afraid of leeches, and she says, they're only leeches, my lord.
Mm-hmm.
My squire could use a lesson from you. Frequent leechings are the secret of a long life. A man must purge himself of bad blood. You will do. As long as I remain at Harrenhal, Nan, you shall be my cupbearer.
Yeah.
Shut up about the long life. Don't even do it. Don't even fucking do it.
I was actually going to point out that you said grave companions earlier.
Did I?
Instead of brave. But that's okay. That's okay, though.
Whoopsie!
Because, vampires live forever.
I hate you so much. I hate Arya agrees.
He commands that she be made presentable as is fit for a cupbearer of the Lord.
And the banners saw to.
And the banners are saw to.
The Manticore and Lion banners were hauled down, and the flayed man of House Bolton and the dire wolf of House Stark were placed in their place. And that night, Nan poured wine for Roose Bolton and Vargo Hoat as they watched the brave grave companions parade Sir Amory Lorch naked through the middle ward. Lorch sobbed and pleaded until Shagwell kicked him into the bear pit.
So, have you ever heard that joke about the bear pit? How to catch a bear? No? You want me to tell you the bear pit joke? No? All right, you go ahead and continue.
What's the bear pit joke?
All right. So you dig a hole out in the woods, and you put some peas at the bottom of the hole, and that way when I fucked it up. Just go. We're not a joke. We're not a joke guy. You know, I don't do that stuff. Go. Just go.
I do think it's interesting that Lorch is the first victim of the bear. Bear is fucking on it. Kill count up. Ding! And Arya notes that the bear is all in black, like Yoren. I love it. She's getting the justification for his death. Yeah. Fuck you, Amory.
Yeah.
Like,
I really like that she made that
she's like, yeah, fuck it. This bear is fucking Yoren for that kill. And that night, she filled Roose Bolton's cup and did not spill a drop. And I think that is to say that she's not afraid with Jaqen gone. Like, she's watching Amory Lorch get kicked into a bear pit as like Bolton is approvingly just sipping like wine, and
she's no longer getting worried about being whipped.
And like
her station is
she's not afraid of watching this man get ripped apart by a bear.
Right,
like
true,
she's just like, nah, fuck that guy. He deserved it. Hell yeah. Here you go. Anyway, lengthy chapter. Great chapter. Confusing chapter with the Northman hot weasel soup, as it's called, weasel soup escaping. But yeah, it's essentially and it's super important to get. It's the fickleness of men and the loyalties, where Vargo Hoat is willing to switch at a dime, as is Roose Bolton. That's why they're a fucking match made in heaven here, these two. And
it's so funny that these two are coming together, going from the Lannister and the Starks, and neither of them are like the actual lords of one of them.
Right.
They're, Roose has some say.
They're bannermen too, though.
But they're bannermen.
And I mean, and the Brave Companions are a hired company. They're not even fucking a house
Bloody
of any. Or Bloody Mummers. Yeah, the Bloody Mummers.
Yeah, the Brave Companions are the Amory Lorch.
The Amory Lorch is.
And Vargo Hoat is the
Bloody Mummers. Right. Yeah. Fuck me.
It's a confusing chapter.
Got an inductee.
I'm going to give it to myself for fucking up my bear joke, but that's not a real one. So I'm going to give it to the bear, actually.
The bear, the bear and the maiden fair.
Yeah, for making his appearance and getting his first kill that we know of. He's a badass, man. And for representing Yoren, man. He's avenging Yoren's death. Who else can say they did that? Nobody but that bear. Just that bear.
Nobody but that bear.
So, the bear.
Word. Mine's going to Roose Bolton.
Yeah.
Because...
Bolt on. I gotcha.
Fuck you. What a fucking entrance. Especially to an Arya chapter. Like, as much as I loved Charles Dance in the show and the Tywin Arya, I mean, this one's just as good. It's scarier to me because Roose Bolton is
creepier.
More creepy.
He's savage. Like,
Tywin has tactical, and
I don't want to say morals. I want to say he thinks he's
not gonna kill a fucking cupbearer because Roose Bolton. I don't know. He might just fucking cover this girl in thousands of leeches and fucking laugh at her as he sacrifices her eternal soul.
Didn't he rape his wife
under
the
Ramsay's mother,
like under a tree that her husband was hanging from? Like he's a fucking twisted fuck too.
Disgusting, but so Roose Bolton because I really like
the presence.
Just the way it jumps at the end, and suddenly it's Nan pouring wine for Vargo Hoat and fucking Roose Bolton.
Yeah,
goddamn. So,
which is funny that just a few chapters, not even chapters, few paragraphs before, she was worrying, not actually worried about being whipped by pink guy.
Yes.
And a couple days before, Whis. And now she's pouring wine for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So
we did get some inductees off of our Facebook, and so we wanted to read those out.
our private Facebook.
Yes. Karen wants to induct for this episode Qyburn, because we could all just use with some crazy healing magic.
Because of everything. It says gestures to, our world
Yeah,
right now with
absolutely.
the Rona and everything. So we could definitely use some of that healing
Hell
magic.
yeah. Qyburn,
So.
sprinkling some dust in. And Archmaester June wrote in and said the bear. Sometimes you just have to have some junk food.
I see. That's what I'm talking about, Archmaester.
And we also, of course, got an inductee from our favorite French fry, Julian, in France, who says he was having some trouble understanding it. The changing sides part that Arya doesn't quite understand well. Well, did I get it? Is it Vargo who turned against Amory Lorch with the Northmen? It is.
Yeah.
But did they decide that after seeing they were free, or already planned anyway? Most likely after seeing they were free. And what are the brave companions? A bunch of...
So they're a sellsword group, a collection of... Well, they claim to be. It's like a newly formed group of sellswords who... They're just jumbling around. They were taking advantage of the whole Lannister situation with the mountain fucking going crazy on the Riverlands. And so they saw a good place to earn some quick money.
And he asks, so is Roose Bolton now the master of Harrenhal? He is. And is he already on the Lannister side at the Tywin level?
Yeah,
He
and
is
as we
not.
said, we don't believe so. I think
Yeah.
that doesn't occur until after the Frey reveal of Robb breaking
when Robb
marriage.
is married.
'Cause-
marriage. Yes.
Yeah, when he gets married to his other wife
Jane
instead of the wife, the Frey, then that's when Walder gets pissed. Roose sees the opportunity to have all of that occurring, and so
Become Warden of the North.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I like how Arya finally realized she needed to speak an important name. That trick she pulled was awesome too. Well played, girl. For that quick thinking, she is my inductee this chapter. It's not often we get the POV.
Yeah,
as
no,
the
we
inductee.
try to avoid
Arya
that. So good
absolutely
Good one.
Deserves it. Valar Morghulis with the coin.
Yeah, and it's
Valar de Harris.
Valar de Harris.
You shall of course have a cabin. Anyway, thank you, Julian. We love hearing from you. Thank you, Archmaester June and Karen for writing in. We always appreciate hearing your guys' inductees. Next episode, we're going to be reading Daenerys 4.
Dany 4.
Only Dany 4.
Only.
But Dany's going to go be visiting some warlocks.
The warlocks, man, this is it. There
Are we
go.
ready for this shit?
I think so, because this is going to be a terrible chapter. No, I'm just joshing. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I can't wait to see what happens.
Wowzer, Bowser. We're going to fucking end it on that, because Nate thinks the House of the Undying is a terrible chapter.
Valar de Harris!
Peace!